Hello, hello. I can hear you now. You can hear us? Greetings and welcome to His Will for Your Life podcast. I am your host, Sherry Levon Harris, and I have joining me young Mackenzie Nicole. We hope that you will stay tuned and be a part of this podcast tonight. This young woman is an author. At just 11 years old, Mackenzie is already as an accomplished author. She has a debut book, Mommy Don't Leave, Daddy Please Stay, is a heartwarming story about a young girl who learns to overcome grief after losing her parents. What makes Mackenzie's story even more remarkable is that she herself has experienced this tragedy. Mackenzie's parents passed away at separate times, leaving her to navigate the world without them. But instead of succumbing to despair, she channeled her emotions in writing and created a beautiful tribute to her parents. In her book, we will explore Mackenzie's journey as an author and how she found hope in the midst of tragedy. Please stay tuned and we'll be right back.
His Will for Your Life with Sherry Harris. This is your weekly Wednesday 7 p.m. podcast. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Informative, hot topics, testimonies, interviews, along with your weekly guests and more. And now here's your host, Sherry Harris.
Greetings again and welcome back to His Will for Your Life. I'm your host, Sherry Levon Harris, and we have with me this evening is Mackenzie. How are you, Mackenzie?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to chat behind the scenes because of the technical difficulties, but I'm glad that you're here. You're more beautiful in person.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How was your day?
Very well.
That's great. So I hear that you are a student athlete, and that's where you're coming from?
Yes.
Yes. You're tired?
Yeah, kind of.
You are. That's okay. We're live, so anything can happen. So relax, okay?
Okay.
All right. So we just want to talk to you about your book. First of all, we want to say congratulations to you for being an author.
Thank you.
And sharing your story. That must be very special to you.
Yes.
Right? You feel good about it?
Yeah, very well. Very good.
That's great. So we're just going to jump right in and give you an opportunity to share with our audience who you are and what you do.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. Tell us who you are.
So I am a child author / entrepreneur, and I wrote the book, Mommy Don't Go, Daddy Please Stay, 12 Ways to Cope with the Loss of a Parent, because my mom had passed away when I was 9, and then my dad passed away a year later when I was 10 years old. So, but I had never really had like a good relationship with my father, so it didn't hit me as hard as it did for my mother. But my mother, I had a stronger relationship with her, so that one hit me really hard.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. I feel like I'm talking to someone who's about 18 years old. You speak very well. So tell us more about how you got started with your book.
So my grandmother had wrote her up had a been a helped with a book before,
Mhm.
like a year or two before me. So she had gave me an idea to write a book to help other children cope with loss of a parent while I was coping. So I thought of all the strategies that I had used and that I was using at the time, and brought that to a book because I had enjoyed writing. I enjoy ELA still, so I had brought that to a book, and I was just typing away with a little bit of help, and I was just using all my strategies that I had learned and putting all of them into like sentences and stuff to help other kids so that other kids don't feel like they're alone.
Wow, it doesn't seem like you needed too much help. You're a very outspoken young lady, and that's I'm encouraged by you, and I hope that other children who are listening or who will listen to this replay will feel the same way.
Thank you.
You must be a great student, a teacher's dream.
Hmm.
Okay, how did you approach writing, and do you have a routine or a special place where you like to write? A place
So,
that's more comfortable for you?
so when I first started writing, I wrote at the library. I started at the library,
Oh,
like in a quiet space. So like I was able to write all my ideas and get some help. And so when I was typing, like everything was just coming to my mind because it was helping because I was like in a quieter space and I like had some thoughts that jotted down already about what I was going to write.
mhm.
So I was able to write that into multiple sentences and stuff in a quieter space. So quiet space helps me.
Awesome. Is that therapy for you, writing?
Yes.
It is.
I love
Great.
writing.
That's great. Your writing and title of your book is very emotional and heartfelt. How do you use your writing to express your feelings and cope with the loss of your parents?
So when I'm like upset or feeling a little down, I might open my computer and start writing, or I'll read my own book to cheer me up because it shows me like that I did this myself and that I should be proud of myself.
You should. Do you have any favorite authors or books that have influenced your writing?
Um, so my grandmother had influenced my writing, and I have a lot of favorite authors because I enjoy reading.
Mhm.
I, yeah, I enjoy reading a lot. So one of my favorites is Nick Stone. He
Mm,
wrote my favorite books, Fast Pitch, and it's about a softball player.
mhm.
I really enjoy that book. So when I read it for the first time, I really enjoyed it, and I was reading it all the time.
Wow. How do you envision your writing career in the future?
Um, I hope I'm able to write more books like coming up and write more books that will help other people and like make sure people don't feel alone during their journeys of grief
Mhm.
and make other people feel happy when reading.
You know, Mackenzie, I'm just going to stop for a moment because I'm so impressed by you, right? You haven't gotten these questions beforehand and it's just flowing. You're just answering them. So I can tell this coming from the heart. So thank you.
No problem.
What's next for Mackenzie? Will you continue your writing journey beyond, telling your story, or would you write other things?
Um, I would write more about my grief to help, but I would also like to write more books about other things, like fictional books and non-fictional books, stuff like that.
Okay. What advice would you give other children who are going through a tough time and want to use their writing as a way of cope?
To know that they're not alone and that other people will feel them, and reading just reading and revising will also help. And if you enjoy ELA, like reading and writing, you
Mhm.
will very much so enjoy writing books.
Wow, that's great. Can you tell us a little more about you outside of your writing and outside of your tragedy? I hear that you are an entrepreneur, a community activist, and a student athlete. So tell us
So
about the student athlete.
So I'll start there. I do a lot of different sports like softball, basketball, like softball and basketball. I also do field hockey, which is a new sport for me. I just started this month. I had tried out for my middle school,
Mm-hmm.
so I had made the team, and I really enjoy that. And I do lacrosse in the springtime
Nice.
and basketball in the winter. And I also do softball in the spring and summer. Like throughout the seasons, I do dance. And at the same time, I do multiple different basketball leagues to help get my game up.
Okay.
And outside of sports, I really like to make bracelets. It's like and make jewelry and stuff. It's super fun for me.
Nice. Do you find these things, dancing, playing lacrosse, and making jewelry, do you find that that's therapy for you?
Yes, I really like moving and stuff. It helps a lot. Like like I can't ever like really sit still without doing something. So it
Uh-huh.
helps when I'm moving, and it
Great,
makes me feel very happy.
great. Your happiness is contagious. You know what that means? It's
Yeah.
jumping off on me. I'm quite sure you do. You're so intelligent. Tell us about as a community activist.
So at school last year in
Mm-hmm.
elementary school, I had joined the student leadership team at my school. So
Mm-hmm.
I was a part of helping with fundraising at my school, picking up like trash outside on the playground to other kids leave, and doing stuff like that and helping around my school. So I really enjoy like helping other people
Mm-hmm.
and like fundraising and doing other stuff to help people have happier lives.
Nice. Besides being a writer, you're also an entrepreneur. So tell us about being a young entrepreneur.
I think it's super fun because I get to do a lot of different stuff, like and help other people.
Hmm.
Like I'm doing a book signing at Evergreen Walk coming up in
Nice.
October, and I'm super excited for that because it's going to show other people that I am out there in the world and I'm excited to help.
Wow. I wish I can give you a hug. You're so sweet. And I wish you well. I wish I was still in Connecticut. I would love to be a part of that book signing. But I'm going to have to purchase my book and have you sign it and then mail it to me. Um, so look forward to that. What else do you have coming up as it relates to your book?
So like I said before, I have my book signing at Evergreen Walk and
Hmm.
other local churches. I'm doing one at my grandfather's church this coming up, like these next three weeks I will be doing one. And like at my church, I like go there a lot and I like to like when people want to buy a book, I like to go it and sign it for them and stuff. So
Hmm.
like I'm doing a lot of book signings at local churches and at local plazas.
Great. Do you have any flyers out already for these events?
Almost. We are working on them right now.
Okay. If you need any help, let me know. I'll be happy to do that for you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So, can you go more into depth about your book? Would that be comfortable for you, or is too
Yeah,
much? Okay.
that's perfect.
Okay.
So, when I first started writing my book, I had gotten a little bit stuck and kind of wanted to stop writing it, and
Mhm,
I had a lot of doubt in myself at the time.
mhm,
But when I like picked it back up, I noticed that I was like gonna help other people by doing this, and that I'm gonna not only help others, but I will help myself. Because if I'm ever upset or disappointed, I can look at my book and show that I'm very and know that I'm very proud of myself and that I'm doing very well.
great. I'm proud of you, and it seems like you have a lot of support from your big sister, your grandmother, and various people in the community, your grandpa. So this is wonderful. How does that support feel?
Very good. Because even though I lost my mom and my dad, I
Mhm.
still have a lot of support and a village of people around me.
Yes, yes, that village. How are your peers? Are they supportive in your writing in this journey that you're on?
Sometimes, like, it depends on who it is.
Mm. So the ones who aren't are not really friends, right?
Yeah. So over the summer, I went to a camp called Experience Camps for kids who have lost parents, grandparents, or siblings.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me feel like I was not alone. We did a bunch of activities, and like we had campfires, and we shared about our grief, and we had circles every day, which helped sharing about our grief, which made everything feel very better. And I would recommend that camp for anybody who's feeling alone.
Great. I'll have to get that information from you so that we can put it in our feed so that if anyone's watching this replay and need that service or that program, they'll be able to contact them.
Yes, and it feels like a very safe place with your bunkmates because there's various of locations, and it's super nice because you feel like everybody will understand you and everybody will know it, like not know, but like have an idea of what you're going through because they might be going through a similar situation.
Absolutely. How long was this journey for you in writing this book?
It took about a whole summer.
Okay.
Like I started after school had ended,
Mm-hmm.
and because I was going to the library a lot, and so I started writing, and it started after school had ended. So
Mm-hmm.
I finished it like a little bit after school had started. So like a various of like a summer, and yeah.
Yeah. Do you have intimate conversations with God a lot?
Yes, I like to pray a lot. I pray like when I wake up and before I go to bed, and it helps me just feel like I'm ready for the day.
I can tell because you have so much peace. Especially after losing both parents, that has to be difficult. It's difficult for an adult. So, as an 11-year-old, you're very strong and courageous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anything else that you want to leave with our audience?
No, but I just hope that everybody knows that no matter what you're going through, somebody out in the world will relate to you, and you just know you're not alone in the world. Somebody always has something going on as well.
That is so true. That is very true. Um, Everyone deals with grief differently.
Yeah.
You know, what would you tell somebody that just lost their parents? Just someone who just lost their parents, like just right now, if they're just tuning in.
They're definitely not alone because I'm going through it. I know a lot of other people who are going through it,
Mhm.
multiple camps full of other kids who are going through it, and that they're not alone. Just they might feel alone right now, but once they find people, it will feel a lot better.
That is so true. Mackenzie, you are such a sweet young lady, and I'm looking to turn on a TV and see you on there. Show your book, please.
So this is what the cover looks like, and this is the back cover. And it just gives a little bit of information about me and about the book. And then the front is just showing the title page and like the author and stuff.
Can you read the back of it for us?
Yes. About Mackenzie Nicole. Being 11 and juggling between transitioning from elementary and middle school can be very challenging. But when you lose not only one parent but both of your parents within a year is unimaginable. Dealing with such a significant losses at such a young age is inspiring. This inspiring children's author, community activist, student athlete, and young entrepreneur chose to channel her inner energy into sharing techniques in dealing with devastating feelings of grief and loss.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I can't wait to get my book. I should have gotten it already, but I didn't. But I'm looking forward to it. Would you please sign it for me?
Yes.
Yes, so I will order it. You can invite your grandmother on with you if you would like.
Hey, do I get a chance to say hello, everybody? Hello, hello,
You do
hello.
get a chance. I thought you were going to be on with her, but it seems like she didn't need your help at
Oh no, no, she didn't. She was
all.
ready for this. She was ready for this.
Independence.
Yes.
Yes, you are very independent at 11.
And she definitely did, she came up with these 12 strategies on her own.
Mhm.
And I just, guided her through the process, and she did it on her own, and I'm very proud of her. You should be really proud of yourself
Thank
we're
you.
coming up on a year to the date of her dad's anniversary of his death. And so it's like really important. And she, she does, we support one another. So I just, want to thank her and want to tell you how proud I am of you because
Yes.
because she's, she's doing a phenomenal job. She's stronger than me. She's stronger than most people
Mhm.
because she not only lost one, she lost both of her parents.
Yes.
And so she, I want to just share a story from last week. Last Friday, it was the anniversary. My cousin's son
Mhm.
passed away
Okay.
in a devastating car accident, and
Mm.
his 24th birthday would have been last Friday. And so Mackenzie was a little hesitant on wanting to go
Mhm.
to the lantern and balloon release, but she said, "You know what? I'll go." And she really, it brought back some memories of her mom because we were at the riverfront and she used to go there with her mom. But she was a trooper, and I just want to commend her because it's not easy, and it's not easy being an 11-year-old who has lost a parent because children can be brutal.
Yeah.
I'm an educator, and so when I found that experience camp, a friend of the family shared the information about experience camps, and that was the best thing I've ever done for her because one of the best things because she, she found like-minded people who went through like-minded circumstances, and she really enjoyed it. So she's doing a lot of things, trying to not only help herself but help others, and that's where I think that that God is doing some work within her because she's definitely, she goes to a grief support group in
Mhm.
Connecticut, in Windsor, every other Sunday at Mary's Place, and
Okay.
people don't know that there's resources out there. So
Mhm.
um, I just want to encourage folks who look on the web, and Mackenzie's going to be starting her own peer support group. So
Nice.
be on the lookout for that as well. Just there's resources out there, and it's not enough, but there's resources out there, even for grandparents raising grandchildren like I am, because the
Right.
struggle is real, y'all.
Imagine. Before I ask another question, viewers, do you have any questions for Mackenzie or her grandmother, Nicole? Please feel free to ask those questions at any time. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to tell you that, but you're more than welcome to comment or ask questions. Um, so I wanted to talk about, her continuing on her with her journey and the things that she's doing. I would love to follow you.
Of course.
Would love to have you back at any time. Anytime you have something to say, you you always have an open invitation
Thanks so much.
to come on this
We
platform.
really appreciate you inviting her on, and I appreciate you having me on, a couple of months ago. But I really appreciate you letting this be her first debut for her first podcast. Kenzie is interested in doing a podcast as well, so
Nice.
she's a social butterfly. I must say, she's a very busy girl, and hence makes me busy. But I think that when you keep children involved in various things,
Mhm.
they're finding their niche. And she's always been, her mom was a good writer. She was educated in the schools out here in South Windsor as well. And now Mackenzie is definitely following her mom's footsteps. So she's actually, it's bittersweet. She's attending the same middle school her mom went.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so all these years.
And my uncle.
Yes. so,
Wow.
so it's really interesting, how how God is. He just is
Yeah.
amazing. You can purchase the book. We have a PayPal link that I posted, and I'll definitely be sharing it with Sherry, so you guys can have the ability to purchase it. We are going to be doing some book signings locally at Evergreen Walk in South Windsor, Connecticut, and also at Phillips CME Metropolitan Church in Hartford, and at Hopewell Baptist Church in Windsor. That's the next few book signings that we will be having in October.
Awesome, awesome. This is amazing. I would love to help you start your podcast if you would like, but we'll talk a little bit more after this. And anything you need, I will make sure that you have it so that you are successful in that. But again, we're going to talk about this off the camera. We have another question for you. How does your lessons in sports translate to your everyday life?
So my lessons in sports, like I play basketball, and like a lot of kids are very like pushy and shovey, like because that's how you play basketball, and it shows me like kids can be tough, but like when I play basketball, I'm very tough and I'm very rough at it, but like in like real life, I'm very like not as tough and rough. I'm like more like softer and stuff when I'm like emotional wise. Because outside somebody can seem very tough, but inside you can like be very delicate.
You're so sweet. Yes, that's true. That's true. Any more questions for Mackenzie? I'm out of questions for you because I didn't want to overwhelm you. I know you have school tomorrow, and I know you were just getting out of,
Yeah.
rehearsal.
I have a question for her.
Yes.
How do you feel now that you have accomplished it? Miss Sherry asked you, how long it took you to write your book, but now that it is published by her grandmother,
Plug in. Go.
yes, now that it's published, what do you feel most proud about?
The fact that I was able to put all my energy, like not all of it, but my energy into writing, into helping others and myself.
Okay. So
Awesome.
you have another question, which is describe in 3 words who Mackenzie Nicole is.
Athletic, and I'm gonna say for the first one.
Inspirational.
Inspirational, yeah, and strong.
I would say resilient.
Yes.
Because you've overcome a lot.
Yeah, very resilient.
Yes, because like I said, sometimes it's been instances where I have a difficult time because my daughter is no longer here, and it's been times where Mackenzie is consoling me and said, God, she's with the Lord, and we're okay, and so she's, we treasure all of our memories, and we just look at we have like things around the house. For instance, we have she's always with us, and we have like this little special little prayer thingy that we keep at the house with her.
And I also keep this picture in a different version of it in my school locker.
So she does like little things. So I just want to encourage folks that are have children that are struggling, that may not be able to articulate how they're feeling. This book is the way to go, because she's given 12 ways that she uses. This is nothing that's just is just somebody just throwing a book together. These are actual proven ways that she's utilized to on her grief journey.
I've also used a lot more, but these are the 12 ones that I felt best of, how I like the ones I felt I used the most, and how I feel the ones I feel that work better.
I think once they listen to her and they realize how articulate she is, they will know that those 12 steps really came from her without, any outside resources. So,
I think about how when she was writing the book, and I was, like she said, we were at the library, and we were sitting across from each other. Like it was like, and I'm like, hey, we're sitting like across from each other. And because I'm in graduate school, so she is getting a model of, perseverance. You can do anything that you set your mind to. So she wanted to give up a couple times, but I said, you got this. And she got discouraged, and to be perfectly honest with you, this was the first book that I published, so we had many hiccups, and it was supposed to be released before I had my bereavement brunch, but it didn't. That wasn't God's plan. So it ended up eventually getting published, and it was in God's time.
Nice.
Everything happens for a reason.
Right.
God plans stuff for when He thinks it should happen and when it would be better to happen.
Right.
Because we were very busy and sad at that time of the brunch, and it wouldn't have been good to have a lot of stress at the time.
This woman is powerful. Whew, Mackenzie, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. It came at the time that he thought it would be best.
Train a child in the way he should go.
Child,
And depart from his ways, right?
I need you to help me be a co-host on this show. You're an awesome. Someone already said you are awesome, and my mom
Thank
said
you.
how wonderful.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Mom, I'm going to give you an opportunity, Grandma, I'm going to give you an opportunity just to share your publishing company in case there are some inspiring writers out there who want to get in contact with you.
So my publishing company is Nicole Trinette Publishing, and my business is Nicole Trinette Enterprises LLC. I put that under the umbrella because I want to be able to do various things. I had a bereavement brunch this past year in honor of my daughter, and boy, was it fire. It was so much healing going on. And my little dancer here, she performed.
Wow.
It's going to be happening every May. My daughter and her mom passed away on May 3rd of 2021. So I wanted to know, how can I give back and how can I support some folks that have suffered from a great loss? And the movement in that room, God just showed out that day, just showed out. So it's just, that was my way of trying to, give back. And also, I wanted to be able to, because I was already a published author, Amazon bestseller. I just said, let me see.
Come on now, throw that out there.
How can I do this? How can I help my granddaughter? So I said, okay, this will be my first project. And so Kenzie wants to do other books, fictional books, like she said.
Graphic novels.
Graphic novels. Yes, graphic novels to be exact.
Really?
So, because she helped design her cover.
That cover is amazing.
We had a lot of other options though.
Yeah. So,
My cousin also helped us.
Nice.
So it was a lot of work, and like I said, it was well worth it. It was well worth it, and anyone that is interested in doing, writing, just my encouragement is to start writing. Don't edit, just start writing.
Right.
Let it come out on the page. You'll be worried about the editing later.
Don't touch the red lines on Google Doc.
Right. Just keep moving.
They're very distracting.
Wow, that's a writer. Yes.
Just keep writing. Let it flow. Let those creative
thoughts flow through the paper.
Right.
Yeah. That's what my professor told me. Just keep writing. Don't worry about the edits. Just write and then go back and edit later.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she also has something else coming up in October 15th. There's more information to come, but she's going to be speaking at a brunch this coming October. And so she was just invited to do that. So I don't have all the information. As a matter of fact, let me see if I could grab the.
Okay. Are you excited about this event?
Yes, very excited because it's the first time I'm speaking in person because I didn't speak at the brunch in May. I actually was a guest technically, and I also performed.
Okay. So this time you'll be,
I'll be talking, which will be different.
You're so much. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. What else are you doing as it relates to school? Any sport events coming up?
I do field hockey, so I do have a lot of games for that coming up. And on one of these days, we are celebrating Breast Cancer Month in October by going to a all pink out game for breast cancer, and they're at the South Windsor High School. And they're celebrating breast cancer, so they're selling a bunch of baked goods, and that will be going to the Hartford Hospital and St. Jude's and hospitals like that to help with breast cancer. Nice. And we are also doing that for our school.
Nice.
So it's going to be the Powerhouse Brunch. So Kenzie, if you want to read it.
So Sunday, October 15th, Powerhouse Brunch.
Networking
event. Raising funds to provide scholarships to students studying mental health, music, or medicine.
So that is October 15th. And it's at 1120 Albany Avenue in Hartford. and from noon to 4 p.m. So there's tickets still available on Eventbrite, and Kenzie Boo will be one of the guest speakers, and so will my girl Nadia Bell.
Yes.
Yeah.
She told us she'll be a guest.
Yes. Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Nice. I am
Yeah,
so
it's going to treat. What I love about it is that it's going to be benefiting, children.
right.
Mental health, music, and medicine.
Yeah.
But I really like all those things, except I don't like medicine. Well, I like helping other people with medicine. I just don't like it myself.
I feel like I know you. You look like my great niece. Yeah, I thought she's 9 or 10. I can't even remember. But you are so knowledgeable of, what you're doing. Um, I love the fact that you have a relationship with your aunt. That's amazing. At this young age, do you find yourself witnessing to your schoolmates?
Yes.
Yeah, she's so sweet.
I didn't know to tell you.
Huh?
One of my close girlfriends told her.
Titina.
Yeah. What did she tell you?
She told me that God will bring people into my life that are good, and God will also bring people into my life that are not so good, and that I need to figure out. And He will also help me and guide me through the people who I should hang around, who should stay around, and who should go away.
He definitely will. He'll give you that discernment to know who's for you and who isn't.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you always have to second guess them, that's your first clue.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As adults, we do too.
Child, I weed them out.
Yes. And sometimes it's a reason and a season.
It is.
More often than not. But one person I do want to shout out is my son Jeremiah.
Mm-hmm.
That's been that's her Bronco. That's what she calls him, because Jeremiah was
brother uncle.
Yeah, her brother uncle.
Part brother, part uncle.
He was the baby of the family, so he definitely has had an influential part of her life. And
best friend.
Yeah, he moved away. He moved away and to Florida, last year. So it was an adjustment because that was my left hand. He's a lefty, so I call him my left hand. But he's been a huge inspiration and support to her. So
that's awesome. So that's your Bronco.
Yeah. We still see him a lot, though. We go to Florida a lot. A lot more than we expected.
Yeah.
I love her. Yes, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I wish you well in all your endeavors. Again, I'm looking forward to turning on the television and just seeing you there speaking or becoming the #1 bestseller. I wish you well.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Oh, hi, Brittany.
Her other bestie.
My other bestie, Brittany. And my nephew, Kylo.
Yes.
He's a puppy dog.
Yeah, he's a big one, though.
He's not a puppy.
You want to shout them out, tell them happy anniversary?
Happy anniversary, Jerry and Britt.
Aw, how sweet.
I love you guys.
Nice. Like I said, you're always welcome here. And if I hear of any events going on, I'm gonna shout your name out.
Definitely. We will be traveling this coming December to Florida. So she will be doing some book signings down there for anybody that's tuned in, that's down in the Florida area.
Nice.
Somewhere in Jacksonville sometime we'll be in Orlando, and we'll be in Daytona Beach. So stay tuned.
And also, Jeremiah's the one who really got me hooked on sports and basketball and stuff.
Nice.
You gotta shout him out. You ain't gotta shout him out.
I do. That's my best friend.
This is all about you. This is your hour.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is all about you. Anyone else you want to shout out? Anybody else who have been influential in your life?
My pastor, definitely. He's been supportive of her.
He's the one who, what's the word?
What?
At mommy's thinking.
Oh, he was the pastor who funeralized her mom, and he also dedicated her when she was a baby. So it was like full circle for that, and so he definitely has been a support, and he acknowledged her he talks about how
Living with
she
a structure.
is very, very proud of her and has been a support. I'm telling you, it's a village. It takes a village.
11 years in the making.
Yeah.
She's so sweet. Say his name and the name of
Reverend David L. Massey.
Okay, and his church.
Yes,
Yes.
Hopewell Baptist Church in Windsor.
Yes, I know him, but others may have not. So that's wonderful that you're giving him that recognition.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
He's a big support.
Yes.
Yes, he is. Well, Mackenzie, thank you so much for being our guest on our show. Thank you for sharing your story for the first time with us.
No problem.
It was an honor to interview you.
It was an honor to be on the podcast.
Oh, you're so
Super exciting. I was excited all day.
You were excited all day. I was nervous all day.
You were.
I was excited too. I was excited.
Yeah, I was nervous too because I'm like, let me see. She has school all day, then she has a field hockey game, and then she has basketball. So I got to do some booking right now to try to get her here and get her changed and everything. So
yeah, it was just a sensitive topic, and
absolutely.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a sad moment, and she understood the assignment.
Absolutely,
and it wasn't a sad time, but it was a wonderful time, a wonderful experience.
Just share
and that's what it was like with the brunch as well. I just want to say that because some people think, oh, bereavement brunch. No, it was a celebration.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what
we celebrated our loved ones because they might be gone, but they'll never be forgotten. Yes. They'll always be in our thoughts and prayers.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. And I know your mom would be very, very, very proud of you.
Absolutely.
Yes. And your dad. Yes. Very proud of you. I'm proud of you. And I just met you. And I'm going to be your number one fan and supporter. I mean, if there's anything, and I don't say this to everybody. If there's anything that you need from me that I can do, I will make sure that I do it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anything you want to leave with the audience before we close out?
No, I think I covered everything I really need to cover.
I think you did too. Please don't go anywhere, you guys. Stay in the background as I close out.
Okay.
Please,
thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Please join us on Sunday. We're going to have our panel discussion, and the topic is, "Are you dateable?" And that's a panel discussion. You guys don't want to miss it. And then following that Wednesday, we're going to start off the harvest time with Breaking Chains. And we have guest speakers for the entire month of October. So you don't want to miss that as well. Have a good night. Remember, it's okay not to be okay, just as long as you don't stay in that place. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.
God bless.
God bless you all.
Mwah.
That was sweet. Good night, everyone.
Join us again next week for another riveting and informative segment of His Will for Your Life podcast with Sherry and her special guest.